Okay?
Okay?
Yeah.
You usually start the meeting a different way, Natalia, but anyway, okay. I think...
No, I'm gonna just...
Are you going to say anything? Are you going to say anything?
Yeah, just a quick couple words. Hello, everybody. We have a couple things to cover tonight. The summer challenge introduction, and Mari is gonna explain us what's it involved. Then I'm gonna do a small talk about distinctions, what they are and how they work. And Stephen gonna explain about Facebook, about the old and current Facebook page and the new Facebook page, and what's the difference between them. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, now I think I press the return button and it opens it. I think.
I'm going to help you, Mary.
Ah, there we go. And I think to move it on. Oh no, how do I get a large screen?
Slideshow.
Go on,
You
sorry.
have it there.
Sorry.
Oh, you have to close down this.
Do I? This is bad, isn't it? to have
You're
this
fine.
in.
Maybe click on the full screen.
Okay, and then just arrow
Arrow back.
Enter.
there.
There and there, okay? Yes. So, when we were looking at challenges, when the committee was looking at challenges, we decided to put in one which was summer, and we will need 6 images, size A5, and mounted on A3 board. And I'm just going to run through most of the things that need to be explained so that we can all have a really good go at this lovely challenge. So I thought I should mention some ideas then, because it is a theme and we will need the 6 images. So we could think about people enjoying the beach, or fine weather, or not so fine. We could think about abundance of fruit, or we could go off to the strawberry festival, or we could do flowers, or activities on the boardwalk in Wexford, or summer food, and anything else. I mean, insects, trees in blossom, or trees with leaves on, all sorts of stuff like that. But those are just some of the ideas that we could have. We need to think about that before we pick something to concentrate on. And then this, I thought I'd put up an example of a mini panel. Now, because we've got a theme, they really do all have to relate to each other. I'm just looking to see, was that slide 3? They need to relate to each other. So if we chose flowers, we could actually look at a flower through all its different stages and manage to make 6 images out of it, especially if we look at the beginning and the difference, and when it's in full flower and then when it's fading, like image number 6. And I was reminded of what was mentioned in the Ansel Adams talk about having a need or a desire to photograph. So we've picked our theme and we've got a really big desire to make 6 images of it. And then we have to think, well, where will we go? What will we do? Will it be the Strawberry Festival? Will it be the boardwalk? And every image will need to relate to the other. But because we're keen on this, we should start to notice, and you're placing yourself in the environment where you are most apt to shoot. That's all the better. Because this was Ansel Adams' visualization idea. Once you start to discover your subject, so you start to recognize all its essential elements and aspects, and it leads to an exploration of the subject, and you start to think about the optimum viewpoint. And I actually think there really is a lot to learn from a mini panel, because in that case there, you have to, they're all the same, and if you don't take the different aspects, you haven't got an interesting panel. And then you're able to think as well about the finished image, because if you say your first image was actually the first one, then you begin to think, well, what can I do next? And you go out to the flower on another day and start looking at it and start to think, oh yes, that's interesting, now I could do that and that and that. So You can study it in detail, and you've got a lot to gain from doing that. Because of the different stages, you can make interesting shots. So I'll just go on to the next bit, which I think is the points to consider when it's an example. That's the example of a mini panel. I just need to follow my notes here. So if you look at that, with a panel, you have to balance, it has to be balanced, and the ones on the outside, like the first and the third, and the fourth and the sixth, need to sit so that they're looking in and making it a little bit more compact. And you can put a strong one in the middle, or two that go together in the middle. So these are just ideas, because the next talk will be about distinctions, and you will see how a larger panel is arranged. It will help to make it stronger and more appealing when it comes to be judged. So we need to think about how well the images fit the theme, the technical quality of each image, how well the images fit together, and a practical point then, mount the A5 images on board. An example would be an A3 mount board, which you can get from Spectrum, for example, or you can get it from SOS or other places, or a stiff piece of card. And I think we thought A5 because it wouldn't be very easy for us to enter the challenge and have A4 images on a huge board. That just wouldn't be practical. So when we were thinking about this challenge, that's what we decided. Let me see. So I've got just a few more examples of... I've picked these from the book called, one of the books, because I collect these every year, the International Garden Photographer of the Year, and I actually haven't acknowledged that on the slides. So when they are published in the book, they're called a project. So they have to pick a project, one particular thing. That was Bountiful Earth. It's chosen for them, but they can choose other themes within the competition. And I think that's a really lovely example of what Bountiful Earth is about. And it's very, very well produced. I'm not sure now if I've got that. I might have to go back. So you can see that I had to flip the images a bit to make them more fit what I've just said. And I think if you can see that number 4 doesn't exactly, it's more open. And I put the fifth and the second one together in the panel, like under each other, because one's sort of dropping down and the others are going up. And it's all these like artistic things to think about when you're getting your challenge ready. But I think it's lovely the way it's all seeds, and the scissors and the flowers are pointing the right way in that one in the top row, and I think the third in the top row is a little bit because the seed's head is pointing inwards. Just gives it a little tightness. And then I just wanted to say what works here and what could be better. I don't know if anybody, I can go back. Anybody wants to say anything on that one?
The thought that came to me, Mary, is that if you were to avoid having text on it, you can flip the pictures, you know, to get them to balance up.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
It's just a thought.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, I said I flipped them, but I think I thought of flipping them, and I didn't. I think it's in the next slide. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if that seed packet, yes, it is one I flipped or not, but you're right. You have to watch out for that. And I think the unity of that is the fact that everything is laid on old board. So that really helps, that one. Anybody else want to make a comment of what works or what doesn't work?
I think on number 4, if that image had been flipped, there isn't any text or anything there, I think where you have the last flower, I
Mm.
think if you had that as the first part of
Yes.
the image,
Yes,
it would open, you know,
Yes.
it would work like better, like more like a bookend.
it would.
It would match up with the one at the other side. The stronger colour is at the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Bring it in, you know.
Yes, yes. And if I could have flipped it and the other one and put the seeds on the seed packet, I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter because these were in the book, and I had to make them all the same size. Some of them are really spectacular in here, but they were not meant to be panelled. But when I thought we would like to talk about the panels, I thought these were good candidates to turn into a panel, because the panel is not the way they operate in the book, Garden Photographer of the Year. So now, I just want to say as well, I just need to say that probably, I looked at the flowers, I'm not sure if they were done with a macro lens, that's the very first one I showed you, but this one was done with a Canon 50D 35mm lens, and it was done at different speeds from 400 down to 125th of a second. ISO was 100, and a tripod was used. Now, ISO 100 is recommended for this type of photography, in particular, just to get more image or more detail. And so what works? I think we've discussed that, and what could be better. And so the next one then is wildlife in the garden, and that was a theme in the competition. I don't know how many themes there might be 10 or so. And I did flip those. They're not wonderful quality because I had to scan them and the page was a bit difficult, but I think they make the point there. I don't know if anybody wants to say. I had to do my best with them. Probably if I was making a panel I wouldn't use number 3, 4, 5, but I'd prefer something more straight up. But I think, you know, in the end, if I didn't have anything else, I would still put that in because the colours match. The insects are very, very good in that one in the book. Really, really good. And that was a Canon EOS. You say I'm not very familiar with Canon. Canon EOS, it says, and I don't know if something else should go behind that. Sigma lens, 180mm, and a tripod was used in some cases. And post-capture, there was a tidy up. But I think and it took out any little distracting bits that were in the background. But I think that for doing stuff like this, and some flowers if they're done outside, to get a very nice, clean background is one of the really important things when you're doing photographs like that. Anybody want to say anything or ask anything? No?
I do quite a bit of that sort of thing now, to get clean backgrounds like that. Probably the easiest way is to throw it out of focus.
Yes.
But I do find that using a tripod in that sort of situation with insects like that is a tricky one, a difficult one. But the way I get around it very often is by using a flash, because I use tubes, and the tubes make the depth of field, cause problems with that. So by using the flash, I can maximise the depth of field. Like it was F22, and still with a fly, his nose could be in and his tail is out, you know. But with the flash, you can stop those sort of insects as well very, very easily, even at a low ISO, you know.
Yes.
Because the flash will act as a shutter, you know, in Irish light.
A lot of the nature books do say, I mean, sometimes on the shiny insects you can have a problem, can't you, with the flash? But in general, the nature books do say, if you're stuck and you want to try and get something, yeah, by all means, just have a go and see what you can get. And now I'm just going to go back again to the ideas, having seen those mini panels people enjoying the beach, abundance of fruit, the strawberry festival, flowers, activities on the boardwalk, summer food, all of those could fit, but there's probably loads more. And if you were to do it on the boardwalk, it could be different activities, but I don't know. You don't have to think of having every background the same if all the activities are on the boardwalk. It'll be the water or the sky or the boardwalk itself. I mean, it's not as hard as to do it as it might sound. I don't think so anyway. Okay, everybody, you want to say any more, ask any more?
Can I
Yeah.
have 2 questions?
Yeah.
One is just on this. You're saying it's preferable to pick one of those or pick one theme and put the panel on that, or to shoot all of that and then put that all into a panel once it flows?
Now, wait a minute, say this. Yeah.
Is it one theme, one of those themes? Is it preferable to pick, say,
Oh, I see what
abundance
you
of
mean.
fruit
For
and
summer,
just
could you
do
pick
fruit?
flowers, fruit, strawberries?
Yeah.
Could you pick some strawberries? Could you pick some flowers? Oh, I would say it would be quite hard to mix all of those.
Okay.
I would say that, but there's nothing.
No, this is as an example. What
Yes.
No, what I'm trying to
No.
what I'm trying to say is, do you just pick one theme?
one thing?
One theme.
One thing.
Say it is fruit, and you just do all fruit in different whatever way.
Yeah.
But you don't pick, I'll do one on the
You can't
beach, and I'll do
put-
one of fruit, and I'll do one of this and that. No,
You
that's
kind
fine.
of put like a portrait and a flower
Yeah,
and an
okay.
animal, and it won't be the
I
panel.
don't
That's
think
fine.
it would work as
No.
well.
Okay.
No, I mean,
Unless they connect in some way.
No,
Yes,
I was
they fit
just
together.
curious, is that it's
You know,
preferable to
if
pick a
you
theme.
picked-
That's perfect, yeah.
I suppose if you picked something like, there are lots of ideas on the internet anyway about summer food and so on, really, really nice stuff. But say you picked, I don't know, can't think of it, what fruit? Blackberries, say. Well, they're not exactly summer, they're more autumn, and our theme is summer.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
that would be not right.
Okay.
And I think if you mixed it, you would find it very hard.
Okay.
But
fine.
Natalia will go on to talk about distinctions. This is completely different. It's like, if I go back to the visualization, I think everyone will learn a lot. I know I certainly do when I started to concentrate on one particular thing. Because you've got the theme and because you've chosen what you're doing, you're then going out every day or whatever days you want to go out with all that in your head and with a particular, I want another photo now
It's
that
better,
fits
yeah,
this
it's
one.
better. It's better that
It's,
way,
and
yeah.
you really, really learn an awful lot from it.
The other question I had was just in terms of the mounting. It's an A5 print. Each of the 6 needs to be on A3, or you mount all 6 on one
All
A3?
on one.
Okay.
All
But
on
they
one.
don't have a surround one in
No.
the individual ones. Okay.
We're not going to go into like deep mounts or anything. You just
One
basically
A3.
glue them on top.
Just
Oh,
glue.
just glue them on top?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no need to be, mounting them in or anything like
No,
that.
no.
Okay. Just put them all on one
Yeah,
piece.
just three.
3, A5.
Yeah, so 6 together.
Yes.
It just will look much nicer when the 3 on top
Of
and 3 on
course,
the bottom.
yeah.
Because then you can connect them.
I mean, you can leave a little space
Put
in
our-
between.
No, like
Sorry,
Mario
sorry,
had
I
an
interrupted.
example there.
You
see
want
the
me
way
to go
they're
back?
Connected. Yeah, for example. Like
Yeah,
see
you
the way
can't
they're
put it into
connected
space,
by the
like-
colors, by the way they.
Yeah. Whether portrait or
No.
landscape or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't, in fact, I did. You see, yes. I'll go back to the big one of that. There's some that are more square and then some that are more landscape. I couldn't keep sizing them while I was doing
yeah,
it.
of course.
But because they were in the book, if they were photographed for it and I was illustrating this in that way, it would be different. They're all a bit, higgledy-piggledy, but you'll do your A5,
I know
which
you
can be
measure
portrait
that
or
properly,
landscape,
yeah.
and stick them together with the space.
Let's say somebody had a square format. They
Yes,
could also put, let's say, if
square.
4 images will be A5 and 2 will be square, the square will be going in the middle.
Middle, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Just for example.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can't just put one on outside, that will not look nice.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, so it's just really getting a bit of an idea of what a panel looks like and concentrating on one particular the theme being summer, and in summer then picking whatever you like about summer.
Yes.
I was one of the teams that were that you had there, Mary, are just suggested teams.
Oh yeah,
I was
oh
thinking of
please,
things,
yes.
say, like buildings or the ocean or woodlands. They could all be, would they be relevant or not relevant? Would they
Well, if you-
use a
Anything
summer
that would pick
theme?
summer, I suppose. I
If
can
you-
imagine anything that would
Certainly
pick summer.
summertime.
I think it might be difficult for buildings to look summery, but then again it might not. Maybe they have flags on them or something.
You better not tell Barry Walsh that.
He's, excuse me, my belly laugh. He's not here. Oh, sorry. Anyway, there you are.
Maybe particular summer light on the buildings, you know.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah,
It's
but
up to you to portray summer in your team.
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
Could be
Whatever.
any subject.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, sunsets,
Rain.
rain, people in summer clothes with
Summer,
umbrellas.
rain.
You know, I mean, just
No, that's Ireland. That's the Ireland theme.
the weather. Yeah, I don't know. Have we covered it? Have we given? You know, these there were just suggestions. So
That's
called
good.
can't-
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. I think
Actually, it makes it better. I was thinking that we'd have to do a whole plethora of stuff. So
Oh,
it's easier
no.
to pick a theme.
Yeah,
Pick a
it is
theme
easier.
and it has to be presented in the beginning of September.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have 3 months now to work on it and think about what you want to achieve.
Good stuff.
And we really want lots of lovely.
And put
aren't we?
our
Yeah.
number and all that on the back, and
Yes.
like
Yes.
it was before.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, we will probably be saying more about it, but we really want to be absolutely lovely because it's such a good experience to concentrate on
Yeah,
one
it's
thing.
fabulous.
Really is.
That's
Not
good
to be
idea.
missed.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be. So that's it, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
All right. Can I just